So hello YouTube, this is World of Warbuckles Pro, and you may have noticed that I use some different intro music in the intro. That is this song 115 from the Call of Duty Zombies series. So, I use that music really because not only do I get 115 kills in this game, but I reached 115 subscribers, so that's somewhat of a milestone, so I decided to switch it up. I decided that it could be a good idea to try that, so that's what I did. So anyway, you may be wondering, it's like, World of War, why are you using a sniper? It's because yesterday I decided I wanted to try something different, and maybe I could, because the biggest threat when you're behind a shield is snipers who will sit behind their hecklish or whatever, or just sit with their scope up to your the top of your shield, and that's what I've noticed. Like, well, so I decided I'm gonna try it out, but I didn't get very many kills at first, and so I did switch over to my LMG, but I switched over after a little bit, so yeah, it's kind of what I did with that. But also, guys, okay, so the topic of today's commentary is going to be, is Advanced Warfare going to be good or bad? Because at this point, we know pretty much a lot of information. We know a lot of information, pretty much. I'm not going to say enough really to decide whether it's good or bad the game, but pretty close to it. I mean, none of us really play the game at all. But there's enough videos on YouTube and enough information out on the internet to make an informed decision, really, whether you can pre-order it or not. And I already have pre-ordered it. Just tell you guys, I'm gonna get it for the 360. But just gonna say what I think of it and whether it's gonna be a good game or not, and like how things like. So really, what I think it is, it's gonna be very similar to Black Ops 2. I'm just gonna say that they copied the Pick 10 system. I mean, I don't know why. I really don't. I'm really not a fan of the Pick 10 system in this game, because the Pick 10 system in this game, it really, I don't know, I don't like how it costs, really, like, well, okay, it's fine, the costing points per perks and attachments, that's fine, but the wild cards, I think the wild cards should just be free, really, just, or something, because it costs 1 point to purchase a wild card that lets you do something, but it doesn't actually give you anything. So let's say you want a second perk in the same tier, you need to spend 2 points for one perk, where the first perk you only need to spend 1 point on it. So I don't really like that thing. And also I didn't like how, like, I don't know, it just seemed like because there's so much variety, and it seems like that Treyarch needed to balance the variety, it seems like a lot of attachments in this game are nerfed, such as the foregrip. It only has 2% spinner speed, and in Black Ops 1 it added like 7%. So 2%, just to tell you guys, is not very much. It's actually unnoticeable in most circumstances, even during wall testing. It is very unnoticeable. And for SMGs, it's even less than 2%. It's 1.5%. So that doesn't make sense to me. And then also they nerfed sleight of hand by making it an attachment. I don't even get why they make perks like that attachments. I'd rather just have sleight of hand rather than a fast mag. I mean, come on, Treyarch. It's like, first of all, it doesn't even reload as fast as sleight of hand, so you maybe reload like 30% faster instead of 50% faster. And not only that, it takes a weapon attachment up. I don't like how it takes a weapon attachment slot up. I'd rather it just take a perk slot up. And just think about it. Like, let's say you want sleight of hand on both your primary and your secondary. You need to waste fast mag on both your primary gun and your second. So that's 2 points right there instead of. And plus, if you pick up a weapon off the ground and it doesn't have it, then guess what? You don't have fast mag. So if you had sleight of hand, you would all weapons you use will have that. Would have that applied to it? And it's like, I don't get it. And plus, the LMGs don't have any option to increase their reload speed, so I don't get that either. It's like, really, Treyarch? It's like, why can't you just go back to your Black Ops 1 style of create a class 2.0? And then that was the good create class. Everything was balanced. I like the pro perks. I mean, honestly, I think Advanced Warfare would have been better off going that route, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, some of the attachments, yeah, let's see. Some attachments, they seem okay, I mean, but they brought back things like fast mag, which really, come on, just bring back sleight of hand, really, like. And then they brought back stuff like quick draw and stock, which I really think they should just be attachments. No, I mean perks again. like quick draw. I mean, if you want quick draw for both, like your primary, secondary, you're gonna have to waste like 2 points. It's like really, it's like just make it a perk, just like what Ghost did. Just make a perk or something like that. And then they also brought back Target Finder with Target Enhancer. It's like really, it's like they're not listening to the community again. So I really don't know why they did that. I mean, sure, maybe I mean, the community has been complaining about Target Finders ever since 2012, when this Black Ops 2 came out. And I know this game's been in development since 2011, but it's probably pretty easy to remove something from the game rather than add something. I think it's a lot easier to do that, and they could have just removed the target scopes and everything like that, but apparently they chose not to. Also, one of the biggest, the attachments I have the biggest problem with is probably gonna be the parabolic microphone. It's like, people who use silencers want to stay off the radar. If Sledgehammer, I mean, we don't want to be on the radar all the time, and it's like, why should my attachment be canceled by someone else's? Like, it's like I put a silencer on my gun, it's gonna reduce its range, it's gonna reduce its damage at range. So, I mean, it's honestly a fair trade-off, really. If you want to stay stealthy, you gotta give up some of your effective damage range. But no, they take it a step further and they give players an attachment which can counter your suppressor. It's like, I don't get it. I mean, really, you should just. You really should just let people who want to have silenced weapons have silenced weapons. Also, I've been thinking about whether this game's gonna be actually revolutionary, and it might be, but in some regards, like with the exo movements, but probably not with the exo abilities, because the exo abilities apparently from the gameplay I've been seeing Advanced Warfare, and just from what I've seen so far, it seems like the exo ability that they take up a point or so on your pick 13 system, but they only last like 4 or 5 seconds, and with the overcharge it's probably just about maybe a second or two more. It's like, I don't get it. Is it really worth wasting a point in your pick 10 system or pick 13 system just to put on maybe a cloak or something like that? It's like, and I don't, and from what I see, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't think they recharge. The exo batteries, I don't think they recharge. Like after like 4 or 5 seconds, I think it's done for that whole life. I think you only get 1 battery or so per life. Just like, I don't see how revolutionary that's gonna be, because you only use it once and then it's just, yeah, and it's over. But I mean, boost jumping and like stuff like that, that's an exo movement, so I think that could change it up. But I think that's gonna be too fast paced for me. I'm probably gonna be in no exo playlist, because okay, think about it from a camper's perspective. Movement is actually, when an enemy moves fast, it's a lot harder to kill them. When it's hard to kill them, you're not gonna get as many kills, and they're gonna more likely to kill you. So I might be in the non-exo playlist mostly, and I believe that is because I don't want, if I'm camping in a second story building, I don't want people just boost jumping to my location, like, and killing me. I don't want that. And think about it, the maps were made with the exosuits in mind. And the exosuits add verticality to the game, so the maps therefore I expect to have increased verticality, and verticality is good for camping. Not only does the verticality make the map more interesting, as I've said in my carrier video, where Call of Duty maps do need verticality, otherwise they're just boring, but they usually add good camping spots, and that's what I think. That's what I think Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is going to add. Is it going to add more verticality? And when you add verticality, it generally gives me decent camping spots. And for example, they're bringing back the map Pipeline. The map Pipeline, I remember from COD 4, I could camp that map pretty easily by camping on the 3rd floor of the warehouse. And since they're bringing that back, and if I go to the no exo playlist, what that means is I'm probably going to be able to camp that pretty effectively. Probably might be able to camp the same floor like I did COD 4, but I don't know. I'll have to see. I think that would work out pretty well. But anyway, guys, another advantage to that is you don't have to waste points on your exo abilities, your exo movements, or anything like on your pick 13. Because I mean, blast suppressor, that perk is probably going to be pretty useful. But I mean, why use it? Like, why to save your points? Go to exo, like the no exo playlist. But I mean, it's honestly just you can use it for something else, other camping equipment, stuff like that. And it's like you don't even need to waste it on like exo abilities either, because I don't think those are going to be very game-changing, very revolutionary, since they only last a few seconds per time to use them, and it's like, I really don't get it. I think there's going to be some revolutionary stuff about Advanced Warfare, but honestly, I think it's, I mean, for the time they've got, keep in mind, this is the first studio that has gone through a 3-year development cycle, and I mean, yeah, sure, the game might be better, might be more polished, but I mean, they copied them. They're gonna copy a lot of stuff from BO2. Well, you know, I just know it. They've already done it with the Clarity class. I mean, maybe they'll have League Play or something like that in, and they'll just keep copying stuff like that. I mean, I don't know whether it's just laziness or just because the fans like it, but it's probably a combination of both, because developers, you know, they're pretty lazy. Well, I think they are. I mean, when we look at, like, Marfa 3 was half-assed. You could tell, flat maps, very simple, nothing really new. I mean, that's an example of a half-assed game. I mean, I guess you could say Ghost didn't really add anything. They brought back the same BS. I mean, yeah, and I think that, I mean, plus they're not bringing dedicated servers. I mean, I understand. I don't think Sledgehammer has any control over that. I think that's more of an Activision thing, because Activision's the parent company, and basically Sledgehammer's owned by Activision. But they should really add dedicated servers. I mean, I think that they've been telling us that they're gonna add dedicated servers for a couple of years now or so, and they haven't done anything. I mean, developers are probably just too lazy to get them, or I mean, Activision is probably too cheap anyway, but to get them. But yeah, they really should. Given how big the Call of Duty fan base is, even though it's probably shrank a little bit due to Ghost, it's still big enough to get servers. I mean, and like, to make up BS like, oh, there's too many people playing, there's too many people playing to get dedicated servers, so it costs too much. I mean, that's just BS. I mean, they should really try to improve their game. But okay, overall, guys, I do think Advanced Warfare is going to be, I mean, I think it's gonna be a fun game. I just don't know yet whether it's gonna be campable. I mean, if I can't camp it for some reason, maybe I'll rush. I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I really don't know at this point. But yeah, guys, so I have pre-ordered it. I don't know. I'll let you guys know with anything else that comes out, like whether I decide to get it or not. Well, whether I am getting it, but what I think of it. But anyway, I hit my 115th kill, guys, and hope you enjoyed the gameplay. And if you guys are new to this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. This has been World at War, Black Ops Pro, and I hope you enjoyed the content.